I cannot let my wife know the deaths she caused. Early today, as I was chilling and trying to find something to watch on YouTube, I heard my wife scream. As I ran to see what was up, I saw it. The smallest mouse I've ever seen. I told my wife just to keep a watch on it, while I go get my glasses, and she told me she was going to put a bowl on it. I went and grabbed my glasses, and when I came back, she had a small Tupperware bowl on top of it, but the poor little guy was acting weird now, laying on its back, twitching. I instantly thought of that damn poem. My only crime was being small or something like that. I put some gloves, gently picked him up, and put him outside. But he wasn't moving. My wife was looking over, super worried, but I told her that he was still breathing, and that I'll check on him from time to time. She told me she might have bonked his head with the Tupperware when she tried to place it down. Now I don't know if she hit him so hard, she accidentally killed him, or if she just gave the poor little guy a heart attack, but either or, I was pretty sure it was dead, but I placed him in a spot both of us could see, and told her that worst case scenario, he is dead. Then, I waited. After about an hour or two, I casually said I was gonna check, and found the poor little guy dead as a doornail. I didn't want my wife to find it, so I moved him to a hidden spot, on the off chance he was still alive, and went back in, claiming he ran off. My wife 100% killed that mouse, but I didn't have the heart to tell her. My wife and children have been away for several weeks and I don't miss them. My 28M wife, Fiona, 26F, went away to visit her family in another part of the country for a few weeks. They were having a camping trip, and since I recently started working a new job and also didn't want to be around my in-laws for that long, I stayed behind. She took our two daughters, 2F and 0.5F, with her. She called today to talk and also to tell me that she misses me. And I suddenly realized that I hadn't missed her or the children at all. Shit, I hadn't even really thought about them. For all I could have known or cared, I was back to my free and single self. Making my own food, doing my own household chores, having free time to do whatever I pleased. I went out of my way to reconnect with old friends I hadn't seen in years, and it was amazing. I felt so free. And the whole time, I didn't once think about how my wife was doing out there, how my oldest daughter might be missing me, or anything. I didn't know, or want to know, anything about their lives at that point. My youngest daughter started eating solid food while she was out there, and started sitting up on her own. It doesn't bother me in the slightest that I missed those first moments with her. I know this sounds awful, but I have no concern whatsoever about them all. I feel like I could do this forever, be alone, play video games, use drugs, responsibly, hang out with whoever I want, do whatever I want whenever I want. I don't feel lonely, isolated, heartsick, sad, depressed, purposeless, suppressed, or anything of the sort. I almost don't want these weeks to end. Don't get me wrong, I don't want to leave my family. I know that my children need a father figure, and I want to do my best to provide for them and do all the things a father is supposed to do for his children. And I know I'm a bad parent and I'll never be the father they should have had. That doesn't mean I won't continue to try and do my best for them. But damn if it doesn't feel amazing to just be free and single for a few weeks. My wife's been overseas for 2 months and I've found out I'm completely unable to function on my own. I have barely eaten anything more than sandwiches. I've done no cleaning besides dishes, laundry, and occasionally sweeping. I feel like such an absolute sack of shit. My spouse is definitely the one that pushes us to get chores done. She has higher standards than I do, and isn't incredibly lazy. I didn't realize how bad it had gotten, though. I've completely reverted to being a fucking man-child. I get up in the morning with barely enough time to make coffee and leave for work. I haven't mopped, vacuumed, cleaned the bathroom, anything. I cook maybe once a week, and the rest of the time I eat leftovers or sandwiches, or takeout. I can make excuses, sure. I leave at 7 every morning and don't get home till 5:30 to 6. But that's just part of being an adult, having a job and still taking care of your life. I can't unload this all to her because I'm just being a self-pitying piece of shit who needs to learn some discipline, so I'm putting it all here instead. Thanks y'all. I'm gay and my wife doesn't know. My wife and I have been together 9 years, married for 7. But I know that I'm gay. I've never been attracted to another woman other than her, but I've been attracted to lots of men. I've never been in a sexual relationship with a man, but if I wasn't with my wife, I know I would be. My preferences when I'm by myself have only ever been over men, lol. But it's strange, my wife is my soulmate in the most absolute sense. It doesn't matter that she's a woman, I'm so in love with her mind and her heart and her as a human being that she could literally be in anybody and I would love and worship her. Even being with her is incredible because it's her. I know this makes no sense and that's why I can tell her. She would think she isn't enough because she isn't a man. But she's the other half of my soul and I could never ever hurt her or be without her. I think every inch of her body is beautiful and she lights me up like no other human ever could. She completes me and I know I won't need to be with anyone else, but I know no one will believe that. Is it possible to be gay except one woman? If so, that's what I am, lol. My stepson called me dad in front of his friends. I have been with my wife for 4 years. She has a 12-year-old son from a previous relationship. He has never hated me, but it's clear he misses his dad. He's mainly just called me by my name. I don't necessarily like it, but I would never force him to call me dad. Today he wanted to go with his friends to an amusement park and he asked me to come with them, which already made me happy, so of course I said yes. But when his friends got in the car, there was one of them who I've never met before, and he introduced me as his dad. I started smiling when he said that, and I think he noticed, because he looked at me and rolled his eyes while laughing. Right now they're trying to win a big prize at the park and I'm still smiling. I know this isn't something huge or anything, but this is genuinely one of the happiest days I've had in a while.